Welcome to Audit Archive, where we run you through some of the most questionable and rather atrocious police encounters. Today, we're looking at a case where a police officer entered a home without knocking or announcing himself. This led to a series of outrageous events and the death of an innocent dog. On May 31, 2023, Officer Austin Nager of the Matthews Police Department was directed by the police chief to conduct a security check of a condemned house in a small New Madrid County community neighborhood. Body cam footage released by the police department captured this entire incident from start to finish. Let's start by taking a look at the initial moments when Officer Nager arrived at the alleged address and inspected the front door before making his way to the back door shortly after.
New Madrid 367. 367, go ahead. 367, we have faxed over a warrant on a Mr. Wilson. Minor has him, he's ready for pickup on our warrant. 10-4, so you faxed over to the SO. 10-3. 10-4.
Now, right off the bat, there are a few things worth keeping in mind as they come into play soon into the incident. Firstly, as later reported by Police Chief Kenneth Dalton, this house was allegedly condemned for over a year since May 11, 2022, and nobody was supposed to be residing in it. To understand what that means, a condemned property is one that the government deems unfit for anyone to live in or utilize due to health and safety concerns. Living in a condemned home is illegal more often than not, though the legality depends on location. Also, if someone is living in the house at the time, then they will most likely have to move out, and they can't move back in until reasons the government condemned the home are resolved. In this case here, this condemned home was occupied by two people, Suzanne Arnold and Aaron Pointer, who were allegedly granted a 180-day work order by the county, which allowed the homeowner to make repairs to the property. Considering all these facts, it could be concluded that Miss Arnold and Mr. Pointer were legally not allowed to be residing in the property. But even despite the fact that they were not allowed there, it's worth noting that law enforcement officers generally still require a valid search warrant to physically enter the property. The Fourth Amendment under the Constitution of the United States protects everyone from being illegally searched. It stated that the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, while keeping this in mind, let's see what Officer Nager did in this situation.
Warrant back to the United States.
1947.
As seen in the footage, Officer Nager opened the door without knocking or announcing his presence as law enforcement and then entered the property with his gun drawn. One minor detail worth keeping in mind is the fact that the door was initially closed and only opened by Officer Nager when he arrived. This ties in with the outrageous events that take place soon after. Officer Nager then walked back up to the front door and stood around for a brief moment before informing dispatch that he was at the house, but the owner was not at home. One could argue that the credibility of this claim, as Officer Nager clearly didn't knock or try to engage with anyone who might have been inside the house. No attempts were made to check if anyone was home. Despite this, Officer Nager then blatantly lied to dispatch, stating that the back door of the house was completely open. But as we've already witnessed, Officer Nager was the one who opened the door himself. It was completely shut prior to his arrival.
Yeah.
$6.28 New Madrid.
628.
I'll be out at a White House, third down from the stop sign from Main Street on Davis Street for a property check. The owner is not at home and the back door is completely open. I'm going to clear house now.
Then, after grabbing his torch from his patrol vehicle, Officer Nager made his way to the back door once again, which was obviously opened at this point. This is where things took a ridiculous turn. He entered the property for the second time, after neglecting the importance of knocking and announcing, then opened another door. This was when a pit bull, which was apparently the house pet, lunged at him. As this happened, Officer Nager shot the pit bull a total of 3 times, ultimately causing its death.
Is it north or south, Davis?
This is going to be North Davis. Police department. Holy 628 New Madrid. Shots fired on dog. Hey, stop right there. Stop.
What are you doing? Why did you come?
There's no. They tried to attack me, sir.
Why did you come in this house?
There is a lady here that's not supposed to be here. There's no one supposed to be here, ma'am.
It would come as no surprise that this encounter would trigger 2 different sides. One would argue that the officer's use of force against the dog was excessive, and the other would argue that the officer was simply trying to defend himself from the dog. Regardless of which side you're on, let's discuss the ruling on use of force against dogs. According to the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, it stated that policies that require only that an officer feel threatened set a very low threshold for justifying the killing of dogs, and that police rarely receive any training that would allow them to rapidly and realistically assess the degree of danger posed by a dog, nor are they routinely informed about or trained to use any of the wide variety of non-lethal tools and techniques available to them as alternatives to shooting. Also, here's a policy that is currently in use by several agencies in the United States. Police officers shall not discharge their firearms at a dog or other animal except to protect themselves or another person from physical injury, and when they have exhausted other reasonable means to eliminate the threat. Now, after looking at these facts, even though it may seem as Officer Nager was well within his rights to use deadly force against the dog, we cannot forget the fact that he entered the property unlawfully, and if he hadn't breached inside, he wouldn't have ever been approached by the pit bull.
We are allowed to be here to work. Yes, we are.
I was told no one was allowed to be
You
here.
were told wrong. You were told wrong. Now this
That dog tried to bite me, ma'am.
You should not have come.
That dog tried to bite me. The door was unlocked. I was making sure everyone was okay.
You're shaking like a leaf.
I'm all right.
Why would you come in? Aaron is gonna die. Why did you do that?
That dog tried to attack me, ma'am.
You came in his home.
628, send me another unit.
You came in his house.
Because no one's supposed to be here.
You entered this house. The chief
10-9.
came in here himself and told Aaron it was all right to be here during the day. I want to talk to the chief.
Stay right there, okay?
You shot him 3 or 4 times. You shot that dog. Oh my God. And where is it?
Sir, I have shots fired on a dog. It tried to bite me and attack me when I went into the premises. And Miss Shelley is here. I did, sir.
I'm not Shelley.
It tried to bite me.
You came in here in his house.
I was told no one was supposed to be here, sir, and the dogs came right at me.
We have work permits to be here.
All right, 10-4, sir. Chief is on his way.
We have I gotta check on Ricky. Can I?
6323.
Stay out here with me, please. I need you to stay out here with me.
Can I just check on the dog? He's probably dying.
Oh, open the door, please. Just open it all the way. Open it all the way.
Pick the dogs up first.
I can't let you do that right now, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You just shot his dog, man.
It tried to bite me.
He came in here. No, man, you just came in here. Why would you do that? You didn't.
I was told no one was supposed to be here. That's
The
why.
chief came in here and inspected it himself. With Aaron. Ricky is in there dying. His dog is dying.
He tried to bite me.
I have
Hey,
to go check on him. He shot his dog.
I went in there to clear the house. No one's supposed to be here. I opened the door and the dogs came straight at me to go for my legs, sir.
Call Mr. Dalton. Because
Chief is on his way.
We can be here to work. We are mowing and stuff like that. We have permission to be here to work. Patricia Williams. And if I can go in there and get my phone, I'll call her.
Just hang out here.
But the dog is in there bleeding.
I get that. Right.
After Officer Nager called Chief Dalton and informed him about the ordeal, a second officer showed up at the scene. Meanwhile, Miss Arnold was not allowed to check on the dog, and the officers on the scene did not advise dispatch to send animal control or a local veterinarian either. The dog was essentially left to die. Watch Officer Nager lie for the second time, claiming that the door was already open, and that's the reason he entered the house. Miss Arnold was quick to refute these claims and made it clear that the door was initially closed.
Aaron ain't even here. It's his dog. I can't believe you did that. He came in here and didn't even knock. It's Aaron's.
So the back door was open.
No, it wasn't.
He says that.
It was open,
not.
ma'am.
I wasn't here.
It stays closed. He's
I
lying.
wasn't here. I don't know.
He walked in here and because the dog's running loose. If you leave the door open, that's why the chains are here. If the door's open, they run out and we gotta go chase him down. He's lying to you. He did not knock or nothing. He came in here and shot that man's dog. I swear to God.
So he has a body camera. Should have.
It's on. It's on.
We're gonna review that.
Okay.
But what we just need to
Man's
do
dog is in there dying.
is have a seat right there. I'm gonna call Dalton real quick, right?
Tell him to
Have a
call
seat.
Aaron's mom. Please tell him to call Aaron's mom. Can I go get my phone?
I just need you to stay right here, ma'am.
I am.
You gotta understand, the dog came after me.
He shot Ricky Bobby! Ricky Bobby is shot!
Ma'am, I need you to calm down, please.
As seen in the footage, Miss Arnold yelled for her housemate, Mr. Pointer, and informed him about the shooting. She's referring to the pit bull as Ricky Bobby, which was its name. Mr. Pointer eventually arrived on the scene and confronted the officers about the shooting. He was visibly shocked and confused as to why Officer Nager had entered the house. After a few minutes of discourse, both Miss Arnold and Mr. Pointer insisted on stepping back inside to check on the dog. At that point, Officer Nager walked away from the property.
He came in your house, Aaron, without knocking. He shot. Your dog is shot. What? He shot your dog. What? Yeah. Who shot my dog?
I need you to calm down. I need you, no. I need you to calm down and I'll talk to you.
He won't let me go in. I can't check on him.
I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down and I'll explain to you what happened. I'll explain to you what happened.
He shot him 3 or 4
I was told no one was supposed to listen. Listen. Okay, I can't have you go inside. I'm sorry, I can't have you do that.
Why? I can't go see my dog.
You gotta understand, there's no telling what weapons are in there. I'm sorry.
There are no weapons in there. Why
I don't know that, sir.
Go get it, 'cause
We were supposed to do a property check to make sure everyone was okay and that no one's supposed to listen. No one's supposed to be here.
Now you done told another story.
No one's supposed to be here.
Story.
No one is supposed to be here.
We are mowing.
The chief is on his way up here. No one's supposed to be here. I opened the door.
My dog's in
Listen,
there dying.
I understand that. I just need you. I just need you to back up.
Can I go check on my dog?
I can't have you do that. I'm sorry.
Susie, what do you mean?
Please, I cannot have you do that.
You guys are going to get sued for this.
You got to understand. When I entered in there, that dog came after me.
No.
It came after me.
You came in the house?
No one was supposed to be here. Everything was unlocked.
I can't believe you shot my...
The dog came after me, sir.
You walked in the house.
No one was supposed to be here. You got to understand that.
Now we have a work
For the daytime hours.
No one has told me that. No one. No one.
And you just shot my...
Because he came after me. I did not shoot your dog because he was just there.
I want your badge number now.
628. 628.
All right.
My dog's in there dying, bro. You know what?
I'm sorry. He came after me.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. You think I want to shoot a dog? You think I want to shoot a dog? Seriously.
You're losing your job.
For that, you're going down.
Guys, I cannot have you go inside. I'm sorry.
You're going down.
Please do not go inside.
Are you gonna shoot us?
No.
You know you're up for that, man.
My dog's dead in there.
Jody!
My dog is in there dead.
He's dead.
They went inside the house and they came out.
He have a work permit to be here.
Okay, that's fine. We're getting all that stuff.
Okay, and he entered that
I
house.
just got all the phone.
He entered the house.
Okay.
We're gonna work through this.
He
This
came
guy,
in
this
the
man
house.
just walked in my house and my dog got on and he shot my dog and killed him. My dog's in there dead.
Like
In my house.
As this went on, Officer Nature walked off to speak to one of the witnesses who were parked by the roadway. Then, for the third time, Officer Nature told a completely different story as to what had happened. Hear for yourself.
Sir, what had happened was the chief told me to come over here and make sure no one's in the house. I go in there, the back door's open. So I entered, called the chief. I asked him if he wanted me to proceed, sir. He said yes. I opened that door and them dogs came after me and tried to bite me. I did not have a choice. These were pit bulls.
They're not bothering me a bit. They're not supposed to be in this house anyhow.
That's what I'm saying. The pit bulls tried to come after me. That's why I had to fire my weapon. These were two big pit bulls.
Just calm down. It's all right. I don't know.
No one was supposed to be here.
No, they're not supposed to be here.
The only reason I proceeded is because this was a property check. The chief said lock up the best you can. I did what I had to do, Jody. I did, sir.
It's all
I
right.
would have never done that if I didn't have a choice. I mean, who the hell wants to shoot a dog, Jody?
I understand.
Soon enough, two representatives from the department arrived on the scene to discuss what had happened. They made it clear that the house had been condemned and that nobody was supposed to be living there. However, even if that may be true, it does not justify the officer entering the property without a search warrant.
Oh my God, he went to the wrong house.
I was told this house by Dawn.
I just lost my fucking dog over the wrong house.
This house here is condemned. There wasn't supposed to be nobody here to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
That's y'all.
Yeah, well,
Y'all knew that.
Didn't you
Because
come
it's under,
in and say
but if it's under construction,
it is, we're mowing the yard and stuff.
that's not construction. That's just
I
yard
wasn't
work.
even here. I wasn't even here. I just pulled up.
But Mr. Kennedy's house is down there.
But Mr.
But Don told him to come here for what?
For,
We'll discuss that in a minute.
He killed my dog.
shot him 4 times. No, he came in the
Walking
house.
in my house.
He came in the house.
I mean, what do we go? Why can't we all talk together?
Yeah, together.
We'll talk here in a second. We'll talk.
Ashley, I need to use the phone. I need to call his mom. Ricky could be saved if he's not dead. I can't. He
Yeah,
shot
you
him
guys,
4
you
times.
guys would be in a total different. Y'all would be in a total different mode if y'all's dog was in there laying there with blood all over the house. Like it's a murder scene in there. Yeah.
He came in the garage door
And he was at the
and he
wrong
came in the
house.
house door. I was in there calling with the dogs, taking a break because we've been trying to mow and stuff.
Take him up to the office. Take your body camera, take his weapon.
Thank you, Chief.
Follow her.
Yeah, 24 seconds.
Take his body camera. His weapon.
Yep, go ahead.
10-8-395, stand by, speaking with the subject.
Am I getting fired over this, Ashley? The dogs came after me, Ashley. I'll talk to you.
At this point, Officer Nager was advised to return to the department and get a hold of his body cam footage so they could use it to further investigate this situation. Officer Nager was clearly worried about losing his job over this incident, which hinted that he may have realized his mistake by now. Soon after this ordeal, Richard Whiffen, whose wife owns the property, said that Miss Arnold was assisting in getting the home ready to be checked by the community's code inspector, which implied that she might have been allowed to stay there. Mr. Whiffen also questioned why the officer would enter 2 doors into the house rather than call for backup, and why the officer simply didn't shut the door when confronted by the dog. As a result of this, an investigation was launched to figure out whether this deadly use of force was justified or not. Chief Dalton added that to ensure the investigation would be unbiased and in line with department policy, he notified the next largest agency in the county, the New Madrid County Sheriff's Department, to look into the incident. As of the date of this recording, the investigators have said that the officer was justified in using deadly force against the dog. Chief Dalton stated that it cleared my officer of any wrongdoing. It was not malicious intent on his part to shoot the poor dog. In response to this, Mr. Pointer made a comment saying that, "I'm feeling like his life doesn't matter," referring to Ricky Bobby, the dog that unfortunately passed away. Both Miss Arnold and Mr. Pointer have yet to comment on whether they plan to file a lawsuit against the Matthews Police Department. Be sure to check out our previous video where we cover another outrageous police encounter